Welcome back to Carib 21, where we share what's trending in and around the Caribbean. In today's video, I would like to share my YouTube journey, and I'm going to answer some questions today. I'm going to talk about why I started YouTube, why Carib 21, and I'm also going to talk about my first YouTube paycheck and the process and the time period from becoming monetized, from receiving this envelope, the YouTube AdSense from the YouTube Partnership Program, to my first YouTube check and how much that YouTube check is. So I'm doing this video on October the 26th, 2024. I received this letter from the Google AdSense, the Google Partnership Program. I received this letter 2 months ago. That was August, mid-August. And what this letter is to complete the verification process to get fully monetized and to join the YouTube Partnership Program. So before that, I had to, get the watch hours, the 1,000 subscribers to be eligible to receive this letter. So in August, I received this letter, and now we are in October 26th, and I received my first YouTube paycheck this week. And it was 3 days ago I received my first YouTube paycheck. So I'm going to put on the screen. My first YouTube paycheck was $118 and a couple of cents. And so from the time I received this letter, which was roughly 2 months ago, every video that I posted since that time would be eligible to make money from that video. So it took me over 2 months to get my first paycheck, and that is $118. I know it seemed like a lot of work for just $118, but a journey starts with just like one footstep. And I believe that everyone that's on YouTube now making lots of money, doing YouTube full-time now, they started with at least $100 paycheck. So this is just the beginning of the journey for me. And I know, like, if you're watching and you saw like the entire process, and 2 months ago receiving the invitation to be eligible for the YouTube Partnership Program, and today you see me receiving a check of $118, and you're thinking, man, like 2 months, like posting videos every day or every other day just to receive $118. I don't know if I can do this YouTube thing. If that's what you're thinking, I have a bit of a good news for you, because I'll put it up on the screen now, and you'll see the next check that's coming on YouTube, because you get how YouTube operates. Like, whatever you make this month, you'll get it the next month. So whatever you make in October, you will not receive that paycheck until the end of November. On the screen now, you see my second paycheck, which went up by at least 20 times, not 20%. It went up by 20 times. So the first check going from $100, the first check, to over $2,000, the second check. So if you're watching, that should give you some hope that if you continue to work, to put in the work on YouTube, then maybe this could be like a viable full-time option one day, or it could be the side gig that you're looking for to pay off your debts, or just to improve your standard of living, having a second job. Just think of it as a second job. So if you're watching and you're like, oh, $118, second paycheck, over $2,000, and the month is it's not the end of the month yet, so I could get up to $2,500. Fingers crossed, who knows. So that is some hope. Like, if you are looking to be in the YouTube Partnership Program and you are be turned off like from, $118, second paycheck, over $2,000. So one of the first questions I'm going to answer is, why did I start YouTube? So the reason why I started YouTube, I realized that YouTube went to another level after the pandemic, because I started a YouTube channel years ago, I think 2015, 2016, when I started the channel for the first time. And it was just an hobby. It was just like cooking and giving out recipes online. That was way before the YouTube partnership program. That was way before people were even thinking of making a living on YouTube. So the reason why I started back on YouTube 6 to 8 months ago is because, as I said, YouTube went to another level. YouTube started competing with mainstream television, and it is something that could be life-changing. So I decided to go back on YouTube. That way, like, I'll be able to spend more time with my family. Some of my first videos were with my kids. Like, we would go and we would document stuff like go to restaurants, different experience in Toronto, in Mexico, wherever we went, like, we would document as a family. And that's why you see the name of the channel, the 3G Family Network, because the channel at first was because of myself and my 2 younger kids, and our name is Greg. So it's like the 3, Greg, like the 3 Musketeers, you know? So that's how I started back on YouTube, to spend more time with my kids and to, at the same time, teach them work ethic, you know, to go out and to experience different cultures together and different settings and to document it. So that is how that is how I started back on YouTube. And the second question now I'm going to answer is, why Carib 21? Why? Because I know you'll see the 3G Family Network and then you'll see Carib 21 also on the same channel. And I'm going to explain that to you. Why Carib 21? So Carib 21 is the name of my business. It was a restaurant that I operated for a little over 6 years. And when I started Carib 21, it was like a passion project, because as someone from Jamaica living in the diaspora, when I left Jamaica years ago, one of the things that I started finding out that I wasn't knowledgeable about while in Jamaica is that a lot of people think that the Caribbean is so divided and Caribbean people just hate each other. They think Trinidadians hate Jamaican, they think Bajan hate Trini, they think Vinci hate like Guyanese. That's just a narrative that is out there that I only realized living in the diaspora, that that's how people think about Caribbean nationals, that we are some of the most divided people in the Caribbean region. And that's the narrative that I heard, but my life experience was not like that. Like in my circle, going to church, there's like a Caribbean church, you see like Caribbean people like intermingling, intermarriage. Like most people that I know, they're Jamaicans that are married to Trini. Like my wife is Vincentian, I'm Jamaican. So it just didn't make sense. So that's how, and with my passion for cooking, you know, one day I sat down with my wife and we say, you know, let's open a business, and the name Carib 21 came because I just wanted a space where I could bring all the Caribbean in terms of culture and food under one roof. And that's what we did with Carib 21. So, for example, you could go to Carib 21 and you could get like jerk chicken and macaroni pie. You could get roti and you could get codfish cake. You know, that type of stuff. Bringing the Caribbean community together, not just in food, but cultural experience and everything. But unfortunately, as most restaurants, I know in Canada, the numbers were like wild. I think it was up to about 100,000 restaurants across the nation that ended up closing their doors because of the pandemic. And unfortunately, we were one of that restaurant that we had to close because everything just changed with the pandemic, from the country being completely locked down to food prices like skyrocketing. And, you know, when you operate a restaurant and the food prices go up and you can't raise your price. You have to absorb all the debt. So we end up closing like about a year and a half or 2 years after the pandemic because we just couldn't absorb anymore. So that is how the name Carib 21 came about. And I'm going to explain why now we decided to bring Carib 21 on YouTube. So why Carib 21 on YouTube? Well, if you ever operated a business, and especially when that business means more to you than just making money, you can understand where I'm coming from. So closing down the business, and especially a passion project, it's like a debt, like losing a loved one. And after closing down the business, like I was depressed for a long time. You know, like depression seeped in and I was extremely depressed. Not just because of the fact that I lost a lot of money. We lost probably over $200,000 in this project. And the fact that the name would just end, just like that, brought in a lot of depression. And so just going through the motion and how we decided to get back to put Carib 21 now on YouTube is when we took a vacation and we went to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Because as I said, my wife is from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we were visiting St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the first time as a married couple with our kids. And it was an amazing vacation. St. Vincent, extremely beautiful place. And we documented our experience at St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a family with my kids. We went out and we did a lot of videos about St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And when we started uploading the videos and the feedback that we got from the video, that was the light bulb moment for me when I say, you know what? The Carib 21 experience was to bring all the Caribbean together in terms of food and culture. And not because I had to close down the business, we're a brick and mortar business. This is a perfect opportunity to complete my passion and just bring in Carib 21 online on YouTube and to showcase Caribbean culture, Caribbean food, just a complete Caribbean experience. So this is how the Carib 21 now ended up on YouTube. And this is pretty much our mission statement, to just bring the Caribbean together, just to showcase the amazing culture of the Caribbean. Because for such a small region, culturally, like we will rival any continent, any country with our culture. When you look at reggae music from Jamaica, you look at soca music, calypso music from Trinidad, from Barbados, from St. Vincent, and just our rich cultural history in the Caribbean. And this is what our mission statement is really about at Carib 21, showcasing the beautiful people of the Caribbean, that we are not this divided group as people would want to think, that, you know, we are very loving people. We go to church together, we pray together, there's a lot of marriage that takes place in the Caribbean community amongst Caribbean people, and that, yes, like we might have our differences, but everyone have their differences. So this is our mission statement, to pretty much showcase the Caribbean culture, showcase the Caribbean people, and not just like travel vlogging, but just to highlight everyday things that's happening all across the Caribbean that comes in the news. Because when you follow mainstream media, you will not hear much about the Caribbean until there's like a travel advisory, until there's some shootings that go on, until you'll hear about like extreme crime or anything that's negative. So this is what Carib 21 is about showcasing the beauty of the Caribbean, showcasing the achievement of the Caribbean, and that is what we're doing today. Finally, if you're watching this video and you're thinking of going on YouTube, is it a good idea to go on YouTube to pursue either a part-time gig or to try and make YouTube your full-time job? and you'd like me to break down some more, like how did I go from $100, $118, the first check, to over $2,000 the second check. If you'd also like me to break down the back end of the YouTube studio and to show you how, like, I went from $118, as I said, to over $2,000, and the region that gives the most advertising dollar for your videos, just let me know in the comment section. Just put it in the comment section that you'd like to see me do another video where I break down the YouTube studio, the back half of the YouTube studio, and how this is possible to go from $100 first paycheck to over $2,000 the second one. So just let me know in the comment section if that is something that you'd be interested in seeing. And I'd like also to thank those who are following from all over the Caribbean, all over the diaspora, who have been a part of this experience from day one. And in 2025, we're only going to get better as we have different places. We're heading to Jamaica in 2025. We're heading to Trinidad in 2025. We're heading to St. Lucia in 2025. So those are just some of the places that we're going to go to showcase. And as I said, it's not just about travel vlog, but anything that is going on in the Caribbean, whether it's like hot topics, it's like everyday news that is going on in the Caribbean, we will try to showcase as much as possible. So guys, thank you again for your support. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.